Honestly, you might as well get lean during this quarantine since the cutting process will be that much easier. Let me address this from all angles, starting with the training. Most of you are doing calisthenics, which means what? The leaner you are, the easier it is to perform advanced moves, in addition to basic ones. So a leaner physique will modify the leverages of many exercises, which unlocks your exercise potential. This gives you many more training options, while of course, making it easier to do these exercises. Sometimes it's not necessarily a strength weakness, even though it goes back to that. It's the fact that you're too heavy. And this is precisely what happened to me when I was bear mode. Actually, it's why I cut down to 160 pounds in the first place. I want to do better at gymnastic and calisthenics moves. The moment I did this, I regained the one arm pull-up. I regained the front lever. I started getting better at weighted pull-ups. All the exercise that I was previously good at came back because now it was no longer a form of weighted calisthenics through the manipulation of inferior leverages, which again, that's good for muscle building, but I'm talking about excelling here, really being the best. And if you look at it universally, all the best calisthenics athletes are lean, including the heavyweights. The heavyweights are that way because they're so muscular and usually a bit taller as well. But if you look at the actual body fat percentage, it's on the lower end. So being lean is the ideal. And if you lose, say, 5 to 20 pounds, you'll notice an extreme difference in performance. So if you complain that your weight training is going down because you can't perform specific exercises, guess what? There's still the calisthenics world which needs to be unlocked. And I know 99% of you guys cannot do the most advanced forms of calisthenics moves. Probably due to interest, probably due to the fact that you never invested your time in it. Well, guess what? Now you can invest. Get lean first, and then the checkpoints are that much closer to you. So it's only logical. You're training like a calisthenics athlete. Why not try to look like one body fat wise? So the second aspect goes down to meal preparation. A lot of guys complain that they don't have enough time. It's work restrictions that's causing them to stay fat. Well, a lot of guys got laid off. Or if you are working, maybe you're not as busy as before. I would say for the general population, you have a lot more free time. Let's just keep it real. Which means you can dedicate yourself fully to meal preparation, get everything perfectly sorted out. You can start counting macros if you choose to do that. I don't, but you could. You can get all your meals ready for every part of the day. You can basically live like a bodybuilder. You know, people say how fitness influencers are in their own unique world, so they're unrelatable in a sense. Well, now you can relate because of the free time aspect. You may not enjoy this lifestyle, but you can at least work in those habits and actually get lean for the first time in your life, or as you've done in the past, or maybe enhance what you already have. Actually, a lot of guys are finally learning how to cook. And it's been stated jokingly by many people that if you don't know how to cook coming out of this quarantine, you have a serious problem. And you know what? I would fully agree with that statement. So get that meal prep in. And then there's also another aspect to this, which is the fact that you won't be frequenting the grocery store that often. You might go once every 2 weeks if you're solo. So you're more selective in what you gotta buy. And there are certain items which you're gonna have in greater quantities, namely your beans, your rice, your quinoa, all that stuff. Frozen veg, frozen berries, you can get a lot of frozen fruits. And the majority of your stuff, if we're talking about sheer bulk and quantity and all that, it's gonna be plant-based. And what do we know about plant-based diets? Eating this way makes it effortless to get lean. That's been my experience. It's been the experience of thousands of people all over the world. And there's a lot of research supporting the power of whole plant foods, which it's too much for me to discuss in today's video, but what you have is high micronutrient content, low calories, which means that you fill up with a large quantity, but you're still in a deficit in most cases. Enjoy the leanness as a side effect. So there's two aspects. There's the meal prep and the food itself. And then there's another factor which we got to consider. Most people are seasonal bulkers and cutters. And we're approaching summertime. It's right around the corner. The weather is getting warmer, which naturally reduces our appetite. We want to look good for the beach. We want to look good in general when we go outside shirtless. We're not going to be layered the hell up. So maybe right now you don't want to be bear mode. So the want factor is going to be enhanced, and then the environment is facilitating the leaning out process. This is why I'm saying it's a perfect opportunity. Most people are already doing seasonal bulking and cutting. So you factor in with everything I'm talking about, it's even better. So appetite's lower, and you can do cardio now. You can do cardio outside, depending where you live. Now, some guys, I've heard they can get arrested if you go for a walk. I'm sorry if that's you, but I know in a lot of areas of the world, You can go for runs outside, or you can at least do home workouts. You can do shadow boxing. You could do jump rope. There's many things you can do inside the house. But the point is, now's the time to get lean in the first place. Do your cardio, and with the lower appetite combined with the plant-based dieting and the training itself, why not, right? And the final aspect of today's video is the fact that there's really no more distractions. Most of you are pent up inside your house all day, so you're not going out. You're not going to restaurants. You're not having gatherings with your friends. Maybe you're fearful of getting in trouble. Whatever the cause is, you're inside. So you got your healthy food, you got your little home workouts. It's boring, it sucks. Trust me, I get it. But that is a great thing for your discipline and refraining from behaviors that make people fat in the first place. One of the major culprits is going to restaurants on a frequent basis. You can really rack up the calories with that, even with foods that are seemingly clean. Like those salads that you may think are the best thing, filled with oil. Look at those dressings, look at the calorie content. It's basically empty calories, realistically speaking. And just the food itself, what they put into that. So whenever you go out, you're pretty much screwed in most cases, right? So that variable is cut out. People tempting you, that variable is cut out. It's just your own discipline. Are you going to give in? Are you going to be a lazy guy that's just going to sit down eating pizza and popcorn and not doing any exercise, just going to watch Netflix all day? Are you going to be that guy? Or are you going to do the things I talked about in today's video? And it makes it easier to do extreme things if you want to go down that route, like fasting. I'm not going to tell you to do it. I have, and I'll do it again. I've done 48s and 72s. I did a 5-day fast one time. That's what I'm going to do for my next cut, actually. But what better time to fast than now? It can be more laid back, and it's going to be less difficult to give in to the temptations of eating all kinds of food. So that's what I mean by facilitating a proper environment. So as you can see, everything that I talked about in today's video is beneficial for cutting, not bulking. Though you can technically do that as well. If you have the home gym set up and you're dedicated with the eating and everything, you can bulk. Are most people going to do that? I would say no. And even if we talk about guys like myself, I actually lost weight during this quarantine. I've been doing the home workouts, like actually filming and doing them for you guys because I care. I want to help you out. And my appetite really hasn't been that good. And I pretty much follow all the rules that I talked about in today's video. I'm doing more cardio, my appetite's lower. I'm not going to the grocery store that often. So I'm eating really, really clean right now. Actually, restaurants were a big culprit for me if I think about it objectively. So that alone has just stripped the fat off. Automatically made me lose weight without even trying. Pretty much effortless, man. And it's not only me. A lot of guys are talking about this. So if you've been wanting to get lean for a long time, why not start today? It's literally the perfect opportunity. So as I'm always saying, guys, in times of crisis, there's always something that you can look forward to. And in this case, your lean physique is incoming.